So the leapIN Business Accelerator Program, this is a program that is for current students, but also alumni or past students as well. It's the reason we're here today. This is a 16-week summer camp experience designed for 15 early stage founders. Now, as an early stage founder, you must be a dedicated, hardworking individual who's already begun researching your business idea. You're in the early stages of business development, and you got to be willing to commit up to 40 hours per week to work on your business. And that includes our class time. So if you're here and you are a current or past student who dreams of owning your own business, you've got an idea that you've already begun researching and working on, or a company that you are in your first year of building, you got to be under 1 year, and you want to get paid to do it, then this is definitely the program for you. Let me see what this is. Hold on 1 second. Oh, this is a quick little video here of a recap of first week of leapIN, just to get you a little pumped up here. Hopefully this works. Nick, let me know. Okay, awesome. So over the course of 16 weeks, you will have access to daily workshops from our facilitation team, select guest speakers on business fundamentals, bi-weekly one-on-one coaching, lots of community building activities, field trips to local small businesses, weekly pitch practice, and a ton of soft skill training. And during the 16 weeks, you will be challenged to conduct 40 problem customer interviews and to validate or invalidate your business idea and model. Once your business has been validated, you will run different experiments to find proper product market fit, a sustainable customer base, or fail, which can happen, and pivot incrementally in a safe environment and move back into customer interviews, validation, to hopefully move you forward after a correction to find that sustainable customer base and product market fit. So that's kind of in a nutshell. I'm going to go into the details of how all this works, what that actually means, if some of that sounded foreign to you. But before I do, here's some quick details about the program. So leapIN has been around since 2017. We've launched over 125 companies through this program. And that's all thanks to our title sponsor, Royal Bank of Canada, who helps us to provide the $5,000 grant that each participant gets each year. To date, we've provided over $625,000 in funding to new startups in London. And in total, we've had over 600 applicants to the program. And each year, the competitiveness increases. Currently, we get about 100 applicants for the 15 spots that are available, and we interview about 25 to 30 potential participants every year, which means your application to this program is very important in getting you through to the second round, which is an interview with our selection team, okay? We'll go over the application a little bit after if you guys have questions about that. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of this program. So in the leapIN Business Accelerator Program, we embody a very unique philosophy. It is not your typical college program. It is first and foremost extracurricular. It is not an academic program. It's definitely not a program where you sit in classes, listen to lectures, and take tests, and do exams, and do assignments. leapIN is something entirely different. It is a headfirst dive into the world of entrepreneurship. It is an embrace of some serious challenges, and it is developing the skills that are needed to thrive both in the professional arena as well as the entrepreneurial arena. And in this program, you will be tested, definitely, but there are no tests. You will learn a lot, but there are no lectures. There are workshops that are interactive. You will build a company. But this program is not only about starting companies. This program is about building your entrepreneurial skills and mindset. So our goal is to help you as entrepreneurs develop that mindset and build a strong foundation for your business, to grow your network, to become a better business leader, and to have you leave each day with the tools needed to help your business grow now and in the future. Because let's be honest, the road to being a successful entrepreneur is not a short one. It is not an easy one. It is long, it is difficult, it can be risky and lonely, and often it can be full of a lot of failure. But that's why we created leapIN as a program to help make the beginning of your long journey much less difficult, to introduce new entrepreneurs to the key elements of successful entrepreneurship, and to provide a safe space that is supportive and collaborative for you to learn, for you to experiment, for you to grow, and for you to launch your startup in. And in this program, you come with the idea, you come with persistence to work on that idea, and the courage and determination to pursue it. And we will provide the resources and knowledge that will help you build a rock solid plan that's based on real data and real research, experimentation and analysis that will help make taking the leap into your new business so much easier and far less risky. Now, as I said earlier, this program focuses on helping new early stage entrepreneurs with three main objectives: validating your business idea, establishing a minimum viable product, and building a roadmap for launching your startup. But it's a lot more than that. It's about helping you to build something that people actually want and will pay for. Because if you do not build something that people actually want or will pay for, fortunately, your business will most likely die, or it will just never really get a chance to take off. It will not exist. You will not sell much or anything at all, and you'll waste a ton of time and a lot of money. And this is very important to understand and not take lightly. If we look at this graph or this chart here from CD Insights about the top 20 reasons why startups fail, we see the number one reason is there is no market need. I find this crazy. Almost 50% of new startups fail because they did not properly determine if there was a need for their product or their service. And this is the core of what leapIN is all about. We give you knowledge and tools and skills needed to determine if there truly is a need for what you are creating. We give you the space to experiment with your business model in order to find the right fit between customers and what you are creating, and ultimately help to build your confidence in yourself and in your idea so that you can move forward in a way that has a better chance of leading to success. So how do you actually build something that people actually want? Well, the actual answer is pretty simple, but often something that many entrepreneurs really struggle with. And it's just talking to your potential customers. But you'd be surprised how many people are afraid to actually do this. We need to learn as much as we can about customers before we go off and spend all of our time and money building something that people might not want. And you need to know that you are not your customer. Maybe you're building something because something out there annoyed you. There was a problem that you had and you want to scratch your own itch to fix that problem. Or maybe there's something you're very passionate about. But that means you could be a single customer. Maybe. We need more than just you, though. We need more than just your family or friends saying this is a good idea. We need hundreds of people, thousands of people, maybe even more than that, depending on the business you're building, to stand up and say, yep, I want that, right? If you want to build something great, though, you have to talk to a lot of people, and a lot more people than yourself and your family and your friends. And so what we've done is we've designed a methodology that gives you the best chance of success. And it is built on connecting with your customers, learning from them, and then making your product and your service better based on what you learn. And to help you get to your customers, we utilize a learning process and model in leapIN called customer development. Customer development tools include things like the business model canvas and lean startup methodology, which you will get to know very intimately through this program. And it will allow you to combine the theory of what we're going to teach you with a ton of hands-on practice. Every workshop we go through on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the program, you immediately apply what you are learning right after we do that workshop. So there's no just theory and reading. It is immediate application of the things we go through, so that you can actually start to build some muscle memory around some of these things. And we'll walk through all of the phases, all of phase one and the beginning. Sorry, not all of 4 phases here. We'll go through phases 1 and 2 of customer development, which is customer discovery and validation during our 16 weeks together, which are the most difficult parts of building a successful business. So what we will go over, this is an overview here, but I'm not going to go into every little tiny bit of how we break this down. But essentially in the customer discovery process, what we do is we start with, what do you know? What are your guesses or your hypotheses about different aspects of your business and your business model? We map them out and we start to decide, are these things true or are they false? Is this a guess or do we have real data to back up these hypotheses? And we start to design and test our hypotheses with different experiments. And we'll teach you how to do that. The idea is to help you learn what is a fact and what is not a fact in our business, and replace things that are hypotheses with confidence, right? The idea is to get closer and closer to an answer that is real and based on real evidence and real data. From there, we move on to the validation process, where we'll start to get something ready to sell and put out there. We'll get it in front of real customers, get real feedback, and start to refine and build a better product and a better service. And ideally, launch your first iteration of your product or service into market by the end of this. So that's essentially what we're going to cover in those 16 weeks. And by utilizing this customer development model, you're going to learn how to turn those assumptions or theories into real evidence and real data. We're going to concentrate on learning about and researching our customers at length and in detail at first. Then you will build your product and your service or make it better second. So those of you who are here who are already working on something, you'll be refining, you'll be honing, you'll be tweaking, you'll be changing. So we have to shift our focus off of us as the business owner and move more towards focusing on the customer more deeply and more intimately in this program. And by doing so, we can develop products and services that will ideally fulfill your customers' emotional needs, solve their problems, help them to achieve their desires, help them with those wants that they have, which is truly what drives buying behavior. And we do all of this through an iterative process of creating and executing, as I said before, a series of experiments during the program that you'll use to conduct and to validate or invalidate those assumptions that you've made or will make about your business. And the goal is to just move closer to having an ideal product market fit for your business, to find yourself in the middle right here, okay, of this Venn diagram. But one key thing to remember, if you want to get the most out of this program with real entrepreneurship, is to remember that entrepreneurial skills, they do not come just from listening to us, right, in the workshops. They don't come from regurgitating facts for tests. They don't come from phoning it in or floating by on raw intelligence. It will come from the work that you do outside of our workshops, what we call outside of the building, where you will apply the theory that we will teach you. And this means for many of you, the skills that you will acquire during this program are not going to come easy, nor will they come in a form that you may be used to in your typical education program. The only way to develop these skills and give your company a chance of survival is through real hard work. Just like you can't become great at playing an instrument by just reading about it, you can't become an entrepreneur by reading about it or just watching videos about it. You must experience it. You must practice and practice and practice before you can master these new skills. And this is why during leapIN, you'll be conducting many experiments to get you out there connecting with real people doing real things for your business. Specifically, we'll do those 2 rounds of interviews with your potential customers for a total of around 50 during those 16 weeks, as well as building your website, launching different sales landing pages, running ads and different experiments. So there is going to be a lot during it that's going to give you real practice and real reps that'll help you in the real world when you're out there beyond us. And based on the feedback from your customers and your market that you get, on the different experiments that you're going to run, you're going to begin to develop and iterate and change your product and service. You will validate and iterate your assumptions and ideally just become more confident in the idea you have. And you'll begin to build and define and design something that customers would actually buy and use. And this is the model that we have, that we use and have used to produce many great businesses. Companies like the companies you see here, Jesse Long from the Hot Sauce Co. came to us back in 2020. He had a hot sauce club at Fanshawe College. He had a successful IT career, was very passionate about sauce and started his brand in 2019 and then joined our program in 2020. Initially he was, bottling these sauces in his kitchen and selling just at little local farmers markets as pop-ups. And after coming and working with us, as well as our Center for Research and Innovation, he went from production of about 35 bottles per hour, and we were able to enhance that by 614%, get him up to around 250 bottles per hour. He was also a client of Village Creative, where it helped him develop new strategies to attract clients, as well as the different tools he used and learned through our leapIN program. It's allowed him to just see remarkable growth over the past few years, and he's available in over almost 200 stores nationwide and online as well. We've built another business like Evelyn from Nicole Snoblin, which we're very excited to say. Nicole will actually be joining us this summer as our third startup coach. She runs 3 different companies, both Evelyn, which is a clothing line for women. She has a nonprofit called the Abby Fund, which is her focuses on helping kids in the terminal wards and the sick kids hospital. She designs and builds superhero costumes and princess dresses for them. And it's all run through her charity, where all the money that she creates from that is donated to the sick kids hospital. And then she also has a new upcycling event business as well. We've launched another company, Proof Flying Farm, which you may or may not know. They were with us in 2021. Also part of a funding program, the Idea Fund, through one of our partners at Tech Alliance, where they received $30,000 to help build out their own dairy creamery at their farm. So it is more of like a general store and dairy creamery in the just before kind of the Arva region. They were a great business to have through us. So lots of different diverse companies. We had a digital taxation company with Suraj Paul and his partner. They were back in 2020 as well. Wheel Easy. This was an automotive power grad who came to us with the idea of starting a mobile auto mechanic service business. He's now built that into a franchise business and developed a digital platform where he's going to see growth across the entire country, empowering mechanics all over to be able to run their own businesses very easy and very simply. And allow you to never have to leave the house to get a great service. But these are just some of the many different businesses we've launched through this program. So let's talk a little bit about skills. What are you specifically going to learn in this program? Well, you have the opportunity to master a ton of diverse skills. Things like learning to embrace failure. That's a big one. It's a hard one to learn. And it's nice that we do it in this program in a safe space, because failing is definitely something that will happen, whether you like it or not. And you're going to fail many times in many ways during the leapIN program, and probably once you're out there on your own as well. But you will learn not only how to stop fearing failure, but how to actually embrace it and use it like a superpower in your business. You'll learn to talk to people and communicate more efficiently in a business manner. And particularly, you'll learn to talk to people about the things that matter to them, understand them from more of an emotional perspective, and how to connect with them on a level that will provide deeper connections for you. So how to pitch them, how to connect them. So we're going to teach you a lot more about networking. You'll learn how to be a risk taker. So you'll have a chance to set your ideas and your opinions, your actions free. Be prone to criticism and debate. You will be criticized, and we will debate decisions you will make about your business during this program. And you can experiment with different ideas and different approaches and jump out of your comfort zone safely during this program. The idea is to take risks and try things. You also have the opportunity to build your collaboration skills. Of course, we don't succeed by ourselves in business. So you'll create, a synergy, hopefully, by having open conversations and collaboration between your cohort members as well. We'll also practice a ton around communication. So you'll develop and share effective, clear, persuasive pitches, as well as written and oral presentations throughout the program. You also build your curiosity skills. You definitely need to be curious to be in this program. This semester and your experience, it's a total mystery of what this business is really going to become. You've got to imagine it. You've got to imagine your vision for this business. And so, you've got to ask a lot of questions. You've got to make a lot of small bets around what's possible for you and possible for this business. So you have to be very curious, and you will build that skill. You'll also build your critical thinking capacity as well. Can you suspend judgment? Can you maintain healthy skepticism and exercise an open mind? In other words, you'll be able to examine, interrogate, and investigate more efficiently through leapIN. And then you'll build your creative thinking powers. Creative thinking, it empowers entrepreneurs to just see possibilities where others see obstacles, right? To develop unique solutions, adapt quickly as your business grows. And this mindset, it's vital not just for launching and building a startup, but for driving ongoing innovation and success as you go forward. So through, all of these activities and through all of the things we're going to do, it will lead you to a more innovative mindset. And through leapIN, you'll have the opportunity to apply all of your creative energy and hopefully turn your ideas into reality. Let's talk a little bit about learning outcomes and some of the content that we're going to go through. So this is a little bit more around very defined things of what we will do. So you will create and refine your business concept. You will take it through the entirety of the validation process. You will develop an understanding for a variety of tools and techniques for successful business management. You'll develop an understanding of how to bring a product or service to market and grow in that current market. You'll learn how to define successful business operation strategies in the context of your industry. You'll understand how to create a business that fulfills your customers' emotional needs, meaning a business that solves problems, achieves desires, satisfies wants and needs by devising and executing those validation experiments. So in that, what does that mean? Well, you'll effectively recruit potential customers for those experiments. You'll design and execute those experiments like demand testing, customer interviewing, prototyping, and price testing, as well as channel testing. You'll conduct interviews to understand the emotional perspective of your customers on a one-on-one basis. And you'll use information from your business validation experiments to devise and iterate better solutions to your customers' problems. From here, you will then assess the financial viability of your business. You'll build and test your first MVP and launch it for feedback. You'll conduct solution interviews and user testing. And then from there, you will describe your validation journey and understanding of the process that you went through weekly videos and a final presentation. Of course, you'll grow your network and be able to identify community stakeholders that offer support to entrepreneurs. We'll give you lots of opportunity to build your network. You'll hopefully acknowledge the challenges of other founders, of which there will be many, and offer support as needed. And demonstrate and defend the viability of your business's launch and growth plan to an external audience in our final pitch competition for an opportunity of additional funding at the end of the program as well. So that is a lot, but it's not the only thing. I'm not going to go through this whole list. We cover all of that through our core workshops, but we also cover about 40 other things through our guest speakers, as well as pre-recorded workshops that are available to you. Everything from, how to do proper paid ads through social media, to learning about Google Analytics, to public relations and putting together your first press kit, to how to protect your brand and learning about your own IP. It is a lot of stuff that we pack into this program. And as I said, taught through a mix of our team as facilitators, the three of us, as well as our guest speakers that we bring in. Our guest speakers, it's a mix of people. We've got field experts and industry experts, Spanish College faculty and staff, as well as experienced entrepreneurs from the region. And they're going to cover a variety of disciplines, variety of industries, but they're all going to have experience that you can learn from. And they'll provide guided workshops, hands-on sessions, or fireside chats to help expand your knowledge as well. Another key part of achieving success in the leapIN program is also having regular progress check-ins. These are accountability sessions as well with your business advisor. So you will be assigned one of us, either myself, Nick Lembicki, or Nicole Snobelin here. You'll be assigned one of us as your coach, that you'll have access to us on a daily basis through our online platform, through our biweekly check-ins, as well as during our homework time that's on a daily basis as well. But the idea is to check in, make sure progress is going forward, and for us to clarify anything that you're unsure about, and also ask our advice on key areas that you're working on as well. So you'll have access to us and you'll feel supported the whole time. But you'll also have access to service professionals as well. You're going to get a chance to meet some accountants and some bookkeepers, graphic designers, and digital marketers. You'll have access to some web design tools and services for free, as well as legal advice and other business services that you'll get connected through RBC on and their partners, as well as Futurepreneur. So you'll find out about this during the program, but these are real people that you'll be able to connect with and access their services for free. All right, let's talk a little bit about the support system at Leap Junction. This is a unique component of the leapIN program. And what we try to do is make sure that we build a really solid support system for all of you with each other. And for most of you, this is your first journey in being a business owner. And this can definitely, as we talked about, be hard to do alone. And that is why we put a lot of care and effort into who we select. And we carefully select and create a cohort with intention that you will all become a support network for each other as you move through your entrepreneurial journey beyond Fanshawe College. Because we can't be the end all be all for you. You need other people that can kind of jump in and support you as you grow as well. So this part, it is not easy for our team to add into our selection process. It takes us weeks to complete our in-depth analysis of the applications and then conduct our in-depth interviews to come to an agreement on the final cohort. And the criteria that we select on is not just, is your business, do we think there's some validity here? Is it a good idea? It's also about how much do we think, how well do we think you'll fit into the group? We look at, trying to suss out through that application, your personality. Who are you as an individual? What kind of skills are you bringing to the table? What does your willingness to be coached and collaborate look like? Those are very important things to consider when thinking about this application. It's not just about that business, right? So how do we actually cultivate this during the program? Well, we create opportunities for our cohort to get to know each other on more of a personal level very early and throughout the program through many icebreakers and games. We do a lot of one-on-one discovery walks. We have a weekly brag and drag where we share what's going well and not going so well with our weeks and with our businesses and what we're working on. We have skill sharing presentations as an opportunity for each of you to share things outside of your business that, maybe it's, you've got to, I'll give you some examples. We've had people share on that are, influencers that have been in the program on how they do content creation. We've had Shannon, who was actually in leapIN to build a wedding photography business, but thought it was necessary that everyone knows how to change a tire. And in a previous life, she was an auto mechanic, taught us how to do that. So it's just opportunity to share your skills and your passions with everybody and helps us get to know each other on a deeper level. We go through a lot of confidence and team building exercises, as well as field trips all together. It's like a socializing opportunity. We have weekly socializing opportunities outside of class as well. We have beach days and, we usually go up for coffee or drinks after a session quite often. We have our ongoing group chat through our Mighty network that you'll get access to. That allows you to continue to connect outside the program when the program is over. And you'll have opportunity to collaborate on a couple group projects. Don't worry, they're not like your typical group projects. These are actually fun. And then with all of this, our hope is by providing these different opportunities throughout the 16 weeks in an open and safe environment, that you just have a better chance of bonding and connecting with each other on a more deeper level. Now, speaking of the field trips, our community building field trips are a key highlight of the program. They're the thing that people often love the most. And we partner with local London entrepreneurial support organizations and business owners to bring you out into the Fanshawe community and connect with people and learn from these business owners and these other organizations. It helps expand your network, by helping you understand that there's more support organizations than us. And you get a chance to ask questions of experienced entrepreneurs, recharge mentally and, get out of the classroom, and to engage in more experiential learning. So each year our field trips change. Last year we did the Living Center, which is an eco-spiritual learning sanctuary, is what they call themselves. But this is where we learned about. Okay, thank you, Nick. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. So the Living Center is just a place where we learn about just slower pace of living, how to grow your own food, learn about herbalism. We do some yoga. We get to have homemade tea and just kind of reconnect with nature, walking around the ground in our bare feet. We did that the last couple of years. Not sure if we'll do it again this year, but just a chance to get outside, get out of the classroom. We spent the day at 100 Kellogg Lane doing different things for the day, doing a bit of a team challenge with the ropes course and different fun things there. We spend a day at Tech Alliance working with all of their business advisor team, as well as learning from different guest speakers on key topics. We spend a day with Pillar Nonprofit they're building at Innovation Works, learning about social enterprise and nonprofit business models and how to create more of an impact business model and making sure that you're considering your impact as a business. We spent time at Movement Fitness, where we learned key sales strategy from a former head of Apple's sales trainer, who is the owner of Movement Fitness. But we also got our bodies moving and moving around, getting a little bit active and learning about sales simultaneously. We did Cottage Pottery Studio as well last year, a chance to just kind of get out of our heads, be a little bit creative, and learn from the team who's run a business that's been around since the 80s in London. So lots of fun opportunities and lots of opportunities to connect with the community. I already had that slide up earlier. But here's a little bit more. I'm going to just play this video, give you an example of some of the field trips we did a couple of years ago as well.
One of the unique components of leapIN is the strong community that develops during the program, which is very important because entrepreneurship can be quite lonely. This is why we carefully select and create our cohorts with the intention that they'll become a supporting community for each other as they move through their entrepreneurial journey and beyond Fanshawe.
There were other artists in leapIN, so I really gravitated to those people and was able to make some really meaningful friendships. I really love the fact that I can run into them wherever, and it feels like we haven't missed a beat. Some of them have really maintained contact, ask about how I am, keep up to date with the projects that I'm doing, vice versa. It's like a friend that you shared this one very specific experience with that nobody else has.
Each group becomes like a little family by the end of the program. It's amazing to see them bounce ideas off each other, get feedback on what they're developing, and support each other during the wins and also the losses. But what's truly inspiring is being able to watch a really safe space develop among the group over the weeks as they become more open and honest with each other. This group cohesion tends to happen through, a series of icebreakers and games, confidence and team building exercises, group projects, and some really awesome field trips.
So just some more photos here, these are some of the skill sharing things that we've done. We got to learn from Emily how to make our own jewelry. She was a goldsmith and blacksmith, taught us how to do that. Allie here was a personal trainer that started her own gym for high-end NCAA athletes. She came in and really grinded us out through learning about just more functional movement. We've had some barbecues. That's just something we've done in the past. We've had different yoga instructors that are in the program share their skills with us, as well as meditation. Different artists that have been in the program sharing, different takes on creativity and connecting us back to that more inner child who is still creative. We've done some rock climbing workshops as well. This is Shannon teaching us to change a tire. So lots of fun things. We've done VR together, as well as wakeboarding. So yeah, lots of fun stuff throughout the program. This is just some field trips, some of the inner offices at Tech Alliance, which we'll always go to every year. We usually connect with Morissette Institute of Entrepreneurship, where they come here and we go to them to get to meet their whole cohort of 35 individuals during the summer as well, and meet some people who are working on other business ideas. As well as head to Our Traction, which is one of the largest marketing agencies in town, connect with their team and learn about branding. And then we usually wrap all of our field trips and all these connections up with what's called Battle of the Business Baddies. Just get the sound to turn off there. So this is a bit of a corporate team challenge. This is Leaper versus us. So we've been doing this for a while. It is a heck of a lot of fun. It's usually at Palisade South, where we put all of you into teams. Each team is themed. You guys get to come with a team, costumes. There's all sorts of awards and prizes throughout the day that we give out. We spend the whole day there kind of eating and having fun and playing games. And we crown a champion at the end based on the tournament that we go through. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We won last year as the Leap team. So hopefully we get knocked off or, don't in the coming years. Anyways, moving on. Last thing I kind of want to talk about is some of the tools that you get access to. So we have a partnership with an organization from California called Teaching Entrepreneurship. They helped us to develop an online platform. So all of you here probably are familiar with FOL and all of its greatness and terribleness. We don't really like it at Leap, so we developed our own platform that you'll have access to through the leapIN program. This is where all of your resources will be. It's where you'll do all of your reading as well as all of your exercises on a daily basis. We've integrated some amazing AI tools into it to help you really kind of experiment with some of the learning. So there's short reading, interactive tools, all of our videos are in there that kind of reiterate our lectures, as well as your homework submissions and exercises will be just right inside that platform. You never have to leave that platform, which is great. Makes it easy. In addition to that, you'll have access to, as I mentioned before, the leapIN online network. So this is, a dedicated online community. During the program, it'll just be you having access to the fellow cohort members. But once the cohort ends, you'll merge into the past cohorts as well. So all of our cohorts are on there. You'll join the larger community group. But this is a place where you can share resources with each other, connect with each other further, and connect with your coaches outside of classroom time. Some of the other perks that we have for you is actually a branding photo shoot. So you'll get an opportunity. You don't have headshots or you don't have photos for your, upcoming website for your business or for your social for your business. You'll get access. You'll have an opportunity to one-on-one photo shoot with our photographers. It's paid for by us. So this is just a quick video of what that's like.
Oh, tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive. Tell me how to show you it's a beautiful life. I'll do anything to pull you into the light, 'cause everything will change when you open your eyes. So yeah. So don't you let the sunlight come out without you. Don't you realize how lucky we are?
So yeah, these are just some examples from last year's photo shoot that came out. All of our businesses got some amazing shots for them, for lots of different opportunities. Additional perks that you'll get a kind of your first business branded package. We have a partnership with Vistaprint to get your business cards, or maybe it's you'll need stuff for your first pop-up market. So there's opportunity there. There's gonna be lots of other free swag. We give away tons of books to help kind of further that entrepreneurial education. Free lunches throughout the program, unlimited snacks, tea and coffee and espresso, unlimited access to the makerspace, the media equipment loans, and the creation stations during the summer, as well as access to free micro-credential courses through our Fanshawe Learns platform, and access to additional online learning that you're going to get through Masterclass and Creative Live. And there's some other stuff that we have in the works as well that'll be announced a little closer to the leapIN program start time. And as I mentioned, so this is something new coming this year. We haven't done this in the past. We have a new pitch competition that we will be running at the end of the program. This will be on the final day of the program. It's a chance to win additional funding. We're going to be putting up an additional over $5,000 in prizing. And all of your homework and your submissions and participation in the program will build to this. So it won't be something that comes out of nowhere. Every year we do a final presentation. We call it a process pitch. It's more about walking us through where you were when you started and where you are at the end of the program. Everything you went through, how your experiments went, what changes you made. But what we're going to do is we're going to do that. We're going to do that a little bit earlier towards the end of the program, probably happen in the week prior. But then on the final day, you're going to do a traditional pitch of your business, We do weekly pitch practice throughout the program to kind of get you really ready for this. Where we break into groups of 5 and we do group feedback and then one-on-one feedback of your pitch. So you will be very ready for this. And then we'll have a panel of judges that we'll select that will come and judge the final day. So just more opportunity for you guys to win. And don't worry, everybody will leave with something as well. Now, the program does end in August, but in September, towards the end of September, we will be bringing you back for an event called Founders Fair. This is something that we do every year. This is kind of a day to celebrate you, all you've accomplished, and share you with our business community and our Fanshawe College community. So we invite all of our guest speakers back, our leapIN graduates, our Fanshawe College staff and faculty and administrators, as well as our business community and support ecosystem to come learn about you and your business. So we're going to be doing this as an entrepreneurial conference this year. So we're going to change up the format. We kind of done it as a trade show the last few years, but we like to change it every 4 years. We switch up the format. So this fall we'll be doing a conference, and you guys will be showcased at that conference. You'll have a space to kind of display your own business and have your own booth and connect with hundreds of people. Last time we did it in this format, we were getting around 600 people in attendance on a regular basis. So lots of people to connect with. This was just kind of an overview of how we used to do the event, which was the Founders Fair. We did more of the trade show style, carnival style with a wing contest with Jesse from the Hot Sauce Co. But I'm just going to skip this in lieu of time because I want to make sure we have time for Q&A. So lastly, the important stuff, just to make sure we're all on the same page for the details and the dates and everything like that. First and foremost, what kind of a business is eligible for this program? Well, any legal idea, it can be a physical or a digital product, can be service, is eligible. It could be a for-profit business, a social enterprise, or a nonprofit business model. We will consider applicants in the idea stage and also existing companies with up to 1 year in business, okay? Now, what makes a strong application? Well, in your application, you will need to demonstrate a high level of commitment to moving this business forward or improving or growing the business if it's already running, okay? So that needs to come across in the application. You need to tell us how you plan to move the idea forward without leapIN as well. So if you don't get in, are you still committed to this idea? Are you going to move it forward? What are you going to do? You need to demonstrate a basic understanding of your research. So show us your research. Be able to share some secondary or primary market research on different aspects of your industry and your business model. Tell us where you got that from. Is there a demand? What we want to know is, do you think there's a demand for your idea in your business? And if so, how do you know that? How do you know people may want to buy this? Okay. Make sure you answer all the questions and read carefully and take your time. So if you haven't already, open the application, review the questions in there, okay? If you cannot answer a question, explain why you can't. Don't just leave it blank. And if you have questions about that question, connect with Leap Junction. We'll help make sure that you understand, what's expected from that question. Please avoid using AI to answer any of the questions. Our team uses AI on a daily basis. Okay. We are very, very adept at spotting AI, and we are trying to learn about you and this business idea. I want to know what ChatGPT thinks about this idea. I want to know what you know about this idea. Okay. So it needs to feel human and it needs to be honest. We're not looking for you to have all the answers and have it all figured out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be applying for this program. So be honest, be authentic. Okay. Sorry, Jack. What are you saying? Explain when?
The bolder one. Answer all questions. Read carefully. Take your time. If you can't answer a question, explain when you cannot.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That should say why. Explain why you cannot. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Definitely make sure you provide some references. Anyone who's seriously considered, we do check all of your references, and there is a space to provide at least 3. This could be, faculty members, classmates, managers or people you work with. We're looking for people that can, give us a sense of your character, give us a sense of your work ethic, and give us a sense of, the type of person you are. So please, please, please make sure you remember to references. And lastly, make sure you're sending us, samples, right? Things about the business that help us get a full understanding of what it is and what it's about. If you've got a business plan you're working on, maybe you've got an Instagram account or a portfolio that you've worked on. It could be customers, a testimonial from a customer you work with, or just a recommendation letter, just anything that you think might help give us a sense of who you are, what you're about, what the business is about. Okay. Lastly, we're talking a little bit about money here. Yeah, payday is great. We should understand how getting paid works inside of the leapIN program. So each business will receive a $5,000 stipend. Now, the stipend is not a grant. It is considered income, just so you're fully aware. This is why you need to be legally eligible to work in Canada to be in the leapIN program. So the stipends will be paid out in 3 different installments. At week 4, you'll receive a $1,000 kind of starting bonus. And this money, is ideally used to start running your experiments that you'll be engaging in the program. We'll pay out the second installment at week 10 for $2,000. And then the final payment will come at the end of the program, either in the last week or the week after, once you completed the program, for $2,000. Now, to receive all of this, you're expected to attend 90% of the workshops and make sure that you keep up on the homework and assignments, meaning you're documenting your learning, you're completing your homework and assignments. And we're expecting that you'll be able to dedicate a minimum, like to keep up on the homework, I would say 35 hours a week, to 40 hours dedicated within class time and homework time. That's what we're looking at with this program. So you've got to make sure that you're available for that amount of time to really give it the effort needed. You also have to make sure you're attending your biweekly business advisor meetings that you'll be assigned as well. So doing all 3 of those things, we should have no problem with making sure you get paid. Now, the funds can be used to pay yourself, lost wages during the program, pay rent, but also could be for paying employees, access to services, product development, equipment. But we encourage all of our participants to consult with their advisor before spending the money. So making sure that you're not going to waste it on the wrong things in the beginning. Okay. Now, you will also receive a micro-credential. So obviously, leapIN is eligible for your co-op credit, but you'll also receive on top of that a Fanshawe College micro-credential. And that will come once the program is completed. I know there's a lot of co-op students here. If you are considering applying to leapIN for your co-op, make sure that you speak to your co-op consultants at the time, like prior to actually filling out the application, because you need to confirm with them that the leapIN program, your business idea, actually lines up with the learning objectives for your co-op and for your program. So they are the ones who will approve that. You can't just apply, get in, and then hope that they will approve it. Okay, so make sure you get ahead on that. So if you are considering that, make sure you're connecting with them the next week or 2. Okay. Let's talk program dates and times. Okay, so if you looked at the website, you know that the program starts on May 6th and will finish up on August 21st. We have a break week, the week of June 23rd to July 1st. That's over Canada Day weekend. So we have a full kind of week and a half off there where there's no program, no classes, nothing. And then Founders Fair will be, we're bringing you back at the end of September. The date on that will be TBD. And the program days, we run on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch. Now, of course, you might have things going on where you got to leave early or days you're going to miss. That's totally fine. Just make sure you keep the team abridged of what's going on and what's happening. Okay. You can leave early, but just let us know. Okay. I've got Usman says, can we do both and be part of this program? Like be employed and still work on the idea? Yes, you can be employed, but we need to know how many hours you're working because we need to be realistic about how much time, like you're expected to attend 90% of the sessions. So if you can work out your work schedule to make sure you're still there, the question then becomes like, do you actually have enough time to dedicate to the work it takes to complete this program fully? This is like having almost like a full-time job in itself. So it's definitely something that we've had people do in the past, but it is a ton of work. Just to be aware. Okay, like definitely part-time jobs are pretty normal, but full-time might be a little tough. But there's questions in the application about that. Just let us know where you're working, how many hours you're expecting to work. and then we can talk more about it in detail. To give you a sense of kind of like how a typical day kind of goes, first and foremost, if you're not early or late, so arrive 8:45 every morning. We do a morning review from 9 to 9:15, kind of go over what we went through the day before. We do a warm-up activity for about 15 minutes every day, which is like an icebreaker group kind of exercise. 9:30 to 11:30 is when we're either running our workshops or we have our guest speaker taking over. Then we do a community builder exercise before we break into lunch, which is usually around 12 or 12:30 to 1:30. And then from 1 to 4 is your time to meet with your business coach, to be doing your homework and your readings, to be working on your business and running your experiments or collaborating with each other. Excuse me. Okay. So we'll check out a couple testimonial videos, give you just a sense of what it's like to be a participant in this from some past leapers.
Strong, yeah.
It was great to bounce ideas off of it and get actual feedback on ideas rather than just letting them stew in my own head. So it was the community sense and the validation that I really got out of it.
The support was invaluable. Everything that I was doing up until that point, I just been kind of, flying by whatever seemed to be working and just kind of piecing it together as I needed to. But coming into this program, it was really like, okay, what's your plan? What do you have to support this plan? What do you need to do to like further this plan? And really made me think about like the actual feasibility of my business. And now it's something that's tangible and real and dependable.
Having so many other people in the same room that are going through the exact same thing that you are is so empowering to know that you're not alone and that you can kind of encourage each other and know what each other are going through. And between that and the support that the staff provides, like Annette has been amazing with helping me scale my business.
And just one more from Jesse.
As soon as I got out of leapIN, it was like, I was off to the races and I had like all of the tools I needed to go out into the world and crush it. My name is Jesse Long and I own the Hot Sauce Co. We've went from doing small farmers markets and little events and maybe like 10 or 15 stores took us on. To date, we're at around 125 retail locations from Windsor to Ottawa to Sault Ste. Marie. leapIN was essential for why my business is successful now. Sometimes taking that first step is tough, especially when you're just all by yourself. Leap Junction kind of gives you that community to stand behind you and kind of push you a little bit. If a student has an idea for a business, they absolutely should visit Leap Junction.
Actually, we're gonna skip this one. That was really long. This one. Okay. If you are looking for more, past cohort members and stories from them, definitely check out our Instagram. There's tons on there. You can look at the leapIN 22 and 2023 highlights on our IG and go through everything they had to say over the last couple of years from each participant is there. Just so everybody is on the same page too. Remember, applications must be in by 11:59 p.m. on March 1st and submitted through our online form. The link to that is on the leapIN landing page on our website. It should take you about an hour, I would say, to complete it, and you can save your progress. So if you want to get it started and go back to it as you're working on it, remember you can save your progress on the form as well. And with that, I guess the question is, are you ready to take the leap and leap in with us this summer? So